is Dartmoor Unknowable by David J. Hawkings. I thought I knew Dartmoor when decades ago I read Samuel Rowe's Perambulation in the school library. It was a land defined by medieval knights, riding from one curiously named landmark to another, a land where every rock basin and stone circle was a temple where druids performed their mysterious rites. A later Rowe put paid to those myths, and suddenly the druids were no more. In their place came the antiquarians, who turned the romantic notions of white-clad priests into the learned discourse of Kistvains, cromlechs, and menhirs, measuring and drawing every earth-fast stone and publishing their findings in the sober journals of the Devonshire Association. I read these, and still do, with an open mind, but it is important to explore the moor at first hand in an attempt to understand why these high places had become the locus of these extraordinary remains. But greater knowledge seems to give rise to more uncertainty. We are told to see the stone circles as scientific instruments to predict the seasons, the Kistvains as burial chambers, and yet to stand among them in the chill of a rainstorm or the shadowless warmth of a summer's day, one senses that these stones have more to say. Into these spaces step the folklorists, populating the wild and wondrous region with tales of black dogs, cloven-hooved demons, ghostly creatures, and mischievous pixies. From Mrs. Bray to Theo Brown, these writers have filled the open spaces with mystery and wonder. And who can say, when gazing at the grave of Kitty J, it can't be true? How can we know? Perhaps it was the tinners who knew Dartmoor best, wresting the minerals from the unyielding granite and profiting handsomely, setting up their own courts to guard their rights to the spoils of the earth. But how could they know that in time, thousands of miles away, greater deposits would be found and mined at less cost, until the busy mines of Dartmoor would dwindle down to the abandoned puddles and gullies in lonely valleys explored by the industrial archaeologists of today. And what the incomers who sought to enclose the moor and bring prosperity from husbandry, the builders of Irishman's Wall, the Scottish sheepfold and medieval village at Hountor, and the reeves of once enclosed fields, now long abandoned, worked with optimism on projects doomed to failure. Could they have known that Dartmoor would spurn their efforts? Thousands of books and millions of words have been spent in attempts to explain, record, and celebrate the great mystery of Dartmoor. Scholarly works examining every aspect of history, from the streams and tors to the leats, the clapper bridges, the railways, mines and quarries, boundary stones, animal husbandry, and much more. Guidebooks tracing every path and mire, glorious pictorial works evoking the changing seasons. Today, the internet offers a new opportunity to bring knowledge of the moor to an ever wider audience, with many websites offering daily content and podcasts discussing a wide range of topics. We seem to have more opportunities to know Dartmoor than ever before. But this knowledge is passive. Can we know Dartmoor better by walking the wilderness, perhaps by seeking out the letterboxes, placed first at Duck's Pool and Cranmere, and now in their hundreds, hidden in the clitter beneath every tour? Maybe, but better in the solitude, where the granite shelters from the wind and the grasses sing beneath an endless sky. Perhaps the deepest knowledge lies in the hearts of those for whom the moor has been both home and workplace. Dartmoor literature is rich in stories of the hill farmers who have toiled, often for generations, to win a living from the stubborn land, and yet they speak with respect and affection for the corner of the moor they know better than anyone. And the new generations, of those for whom Dartmoor is part of everyday life, the national park rangers, photographers, artists and poets, walking guides, prison officers, and many others, all have their own special relationship with the moor. Dartmoor is infinite, and yet the desire to explore its spaces and its stories seem infinite. Its tales are still being written, its mysteries explored, its legacy and history explained and reinterpreted. It seems as if so much is known about these wild spaces that there is a compulsion to know ever more. Without doubt, the quest will continue, with new perspectives being developed and researched, with academic studies, popular guides and histories and the internet content published in abundance. With such an infinite scope for discovering more, we can justifiably claim that Dartmoor is, in the final analysis, unknowable.